Hey, what is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be going on a debugging adventure alongside Captain Sam, who you might have seen in my unlocked video, but there is definitely a few things wrong with him, and we're going to be going through every part of his kit and testing it out in a deep dive to really figure out what is actually wrong with him, if his kit actually matches up with what is supposed to happen, also cross-referencing msf.gg and the strike time video to really get a better idea. So at the end of this video, hopefully we can have a full understanding of how bugged he is or he isn't, and what maybe needs to be forwarded on to the appropriate people on this. This isn't a video that I would normally do, but I feel a little bit cheated after testing him out some, and I feel bad about taking him to G15 right now. So without further ado, let's get this show started. This is Cap Sam, one of the bug gear characters that I have seen come to Strike Force in some time. It's not just one skill, it's not just his ultimate, it's a handful of things. Now, the only thing that I don't believe is bugged is Exhibit A, his basic. I think this is the only thing that might be bug-free. And I do want to be very clear here where it says here, some people get confused about this, but when it says always clear a positive effect from primary target, that doesn't actually mean it always clears. What it means is that you still need to pass a focus versus resistance check. If you do that, yes, it always clears the positive effect, but you can still get that resisted, just like a Beast's basic, for example, is supposed to flip, but that doesn't always flip because you do need to pass that focus versus resistance check. So if you don't do that, then it's not going to. But if you do, then yes, it always clears. So it's kind of, I don't know if that's misleading exactly, because you still need to make that check, but some people get confused. They're like, well, it doesn't always clear. I mean, it does if you're geared well enough and it passes the test, right? You know, so, but it is a very good ability. It does clear the positive effect if you pass the focus test, and gives you deflects up to a max of 5. And actually what's really nice about this is the Striker ISO also gives you a deflect. So if they have vulnerability and you use Striker with them, you're getting 2 deflect on that, which is really nice because a lot of his kit revolves around deflect. Now the second thing I want to talk about, Stars and Stripes. This is his taunt. So this is special. This is Exhibit B. We're going Exhibit A, B, C, D, each of his skills until we get to the end and we figure things out. So Stars and Stripes, this is his taunt, right? So gain, you know, I'm not going to go through the entire kit. What's really important to take note here is that there's no 2-turn taunt. Okay, so nowhere here does it say 2-turn taunt. Now, why is that important? I'll show you. Pretty sure I have it up here. This is the blog post from June the 25th where they talked about his kit, right? So let's scroll down. Stars and Stripes. What do you see here? Do you guys see it? Do I need to zoom in further? Can you guys read it? What does it say? Gain taunt for 2 turns. Let's double back. No, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? 3 deflect, 3 counter. Okay, 3 deflect, 3 counter. That's fine. Up to a max of 5. Defense up to all allies. That's fine. All that's working. Where's the 2-turn taunt? Hello? You know, so that's a pretty glaring omission because that's quite a bit different. You know, one turn of, you know, we know that 1 turn of taunt actually makes a significant amount of difference because there's a lot of characters out there that just taunt for 1 turn and it's really not enough. Now the 2-turn taunt, that really makes that character that much better. So I don't know what's going on here, guys, but it's not as advertised because this is definitely what was supposed to be out here, right? You know, this was supposed to be the the level 7 version of the kit, 7775, whatever. This is everything here, and I believe 50% chance. You know what? Actually, you know what's not also included here? Did you guys notice what's different here? 50% chance to gain assist from 1 non-summon skill ally. Here, gain assist from 1 non-summon skill ally, so it's guaranteed here. So it sounds like at level 7 it's supposed to be guaranteed, but it's not. At least it doesn't say that it is. Now, is it? I don't know. You know, we might have to test this a couple of times, possibly in balanced PvP, to figure out is it doing it every single time or not. And I guess we would have to do a couple of attempts on that to figure it out. So there's two things wrong with this special. A, we're not getting taunt for 2 turns. B, it doesn't say guaranteed or 100% chance or whatever you want to say to gain assist from the skill ally. I don't know if this is as important, but, you know, some people might find that important. The most important part is the taunt for 2 turns. I think that's really important. The assist, you know, I still think they should honor what they say here. They should honor all of this, or provide a correction, or tell us what the hell is going on, because this is really important. And why can't we get what is advertised? And so this is what I mean about not getting exactly what we're advertised. So this is Exhibit B. Stars and Stripes, Captain Sam, or Captain Scams Special. 2 things wrong as far as I'm aware. Let me know if you find anything else that I miss as well. But this is really, really important. Now, moving on to Freedom Flight. This is the one I did pick the T-Force for. And we saw earlier on where the problem was. Oh, let's take this on 1 times. Sure, he's fun if he wasn't broken as shit. Alright, so I don't know if this is going to kill Crossbones, but if it does, I would expect him not to get the turn bar, right? So this is... Let's see here. I do like the animations. He did... Oh, he killed 4 people. Okay, so he gets 10%. Yeah, he does... Like, what? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it just feels like it really goes against the spirit of what... And I don't often invoke this sort of... this terminology, like the spirit of the game. The spirit of how this was intended. And we're going to go back over through the strike time video, I think, to really understand what that spirit is supposed to be. Because it just... Am I on low graphics mode also? It feels like the shield looks like shit. But... It just doesn't feel right. Have any of you guys been playing for over 3 years? Because I want to make this analogy here about Cap Sam. So I don't know if you guys played around with Drax, you know, when he was more relevant. But Drax has Drain on his passive. But when Drax kills people with his Drain... Or sorry, when he kills people with his attacks, he doesn't Drain. And this kind of reminds me of this, where something doesn't happen when you kill them. You know, because... It just, there's no HP to, for whatever reason, you know, Drax doesn't drain when he kills someone. Whereas some of the newer characters, like Gamora or whatever, who has drain mechanic with Deathproof with Phyla-Vell, still drains even when she kills someone. So it feels really antiquated here. And we'll get to the strike time here when I talk about this. So this is Exhibit C. This is his ultimate move. Attack all enemies for 450% damage and then fill the speed bar. So we know this. The problem is that, okay, the text in this case is accurate, but I do not think that it is in the spirit of what it is supposed to be. And I don't really invoke this term very often, the spirit of the game, the spirit of what it's supposed to be, but realistically, when we go to the strike time video, it doesn't seem like this is how it's supposed to be, that it wasn't supposed to interact in this way. I feel that it was supposed to be the other way around. The interaction was supposed to be reversed, fill the speed bar for self for each enemy, and then do the damage. Or when the enemies get hit, you know, not when they die. So the fact that they don't get the turn bar when they die, and we'll see that, and I did, you know, many test runs of this, that is the case, and that's messed up. So secondly, we're going to move on to the strike time video. The text in here does actually say this in the correct order, but again, I don't feel that this is in the spirit of the gameplay. So we're going to go into the strike time video where, and I'm going to pause my playlist here. We're going to go into the strike time video and find the clip area where it says it.
I think that's a good primer for the rest
Right
of his
here. So
abilities.
we're going to watch this.
Going up the list, could you please tell us what his ultimate ability does?
I think all of you are going to like this one.
We think you're all going to like this one. He said that.
It's an attack that hits all enemies for big damage.
Okay.
Captain America Sam will fill his speed bar for himself and all skill allies by 10% for each enemy that he hits with this ability.
You heard it there, right? For each enemy that he hits with this ability. Nowhere in this strike time, or even in the gameplay, does it talk about not getting the turn bar if you killed somebody.
And all other allies receive a 5% speed bar for each enemy hit by this ability. So you can imagine how powerful it is against teams with summons or in raids.
All right, Exhibit D. You heard what he just said there as well. So I forget the quote actually, but basically he talks about fighting, attacking summoned creature or summoned enemies, but we know that summoned enemies get killed in basically one shot, right? So if they get killed, you're not getting the turn bar. So what, are we going in with a 1-star Cap Sam that has G5? Like how are you not going to kill those summoned enemies with his ult? And you're not getting the turn bar. So it sounds like the intention is that if you hit them, you're supposed to get the turn bar. Not killed, but as long as you hit them, you're supposed to get the turn bar. Which makes sense, right? Because as long as there's 10 enemies on the field, you get 100% turn bar. That is what it sounds like it's supposed to be. If you kill them, why should you get penalized for turn bar because you kill them? That means that you don't want to get a strong Cap Sam, because if you accidentally kill someone, well, good luck, Commander, because you're not getting your turn bar. That just sounds absolutely ridiculous. And I've never heard of a character operate in such a fashion that would even be the case. Like, it just is unfathomable that would be the way that a character would be operating. I mean, please let me know if I'm crazy, or if you think I'm wrong. I'm definitely willing to, rethink the way I think, but this just seems bonkers.
Where it's common to fight more than 5 enemies at once.
So here in this clip here, they show Dark Dimension, and you know what? That's fine. Maybe that's the best place for him, because he's not going to kill them in one shot with the AOE, right? So he's going to get the 100% turn bar. I think he kills Hela with that, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so if you
he does. So he does kill Hela, but you can see how he still gets 90% turn bar.
You're fighting an enemy team, and they've got the full 10 members. You could, in theory, if it hits all of them, then you could, in theory, fill the speed bar by 100%.
Did you hear that? Okay, you heard that again, right? As long as he hits a full team of 10, then you could feasibly get 100% turn bar, right? I'm not crazy, right? I mean, it's right here.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. How many times do we have to say that? They said it.
Everyone can just immediately...
Woo, doggy!
Yeah, everybody can just immediately take another turn.
Immediately take another turn.
Oh, wow. That's powerful. All right.
Wow, that's powerful. I'll tell you what's not powerful, is using the AoE, killing a bunch of summoned enemies, and not getting the turn bar. That's what's not powerful. Freedom Flight. Let's move on to Exhibit D. So this is Cap Sam's passive, Captain's Legacy. Now, what's wrong with this, as far as I'm aware anyways, it's the max health. So it says 30% max health, and then in raids, Secret Avenger skill, they get plus 15%. So here, the passive, the T4 passive, says plus 5% max health for Self and Secret Avengers allies, and 5% for Avenger skill. Now, this would bring it to 35 and 20. Now, in the blog, it does say 40. So let's go look at that really quick, and we'll come back to the video. The passive, here we go. Gain 40% max health for Self and all Secret Avenger allies. Now, 5% is not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but again, it's not as advertised and not what we're getting. Secret Avengers, non-Secret Avenger skills, 20%. I believe that's accurate. That's fine. That's working as intended. This part is not. So 5% is missing. I believe the rest is okay, I think. I don't believe there's anything crazy. I think that's the only thing that's missing. But I would still say that's not as advertised, and this is worth more. The T4s are worth more if it was 10% than 5%. This is double. Going from 5 to 10 is double. So that's worth more for the T4s. Now let's check out the video. Let's check out the video and see what it says in there as well about the passive. So let's jump ahead a bit to... Oh, wait, that's Sharon Carter. Where was his... his passive was back here, sorry. Let's go backwards.
Challenges.
Okay, let's look at these characters individually first. Let's start...
To himself and all of his skill allies.
Just waiting for him to scroll down.
If he has taunt and he runs out of deflect, he will clear taunt from himself and gain regeneration.
Okay.
He gains a ton.
There we go. You guys see it here. Gain 40% max health. Secret Avenger allies gain 40% max health. Let's check one more time. 30% plus 5 from the T4s is 35. 35 is not 40. I don't know if, what's his name? Decimal Jeff is running the show here, but this is not okay. You know, and maybe I'm making a big deal about 5%, but what I'm making a big deal about is that we're not getting what is advertised to us, both in the Strike Time video and in the blog post. And in MSF.gg, the data suggests that that is how it's supposed to be in game, and yet it's not. So maybe people think I'm fighting this solo crusade, you know, and that it's not a big deal, but it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It opens up a precedence for them, you know, either secretly nerfing somebody or not doing what was intended in the first place. So I don't know which one this is. I don't know if this is a secret nerf or if this is not implementing him as intended. I'm not sure. And that's the whole purpose of what we're doing here today, because I want to really figure this out. You know, are we getting screwed? Did we get screwed? Or is this a complete scam run by Boundless to get us to spend money on a character that that wasn't working as intended? You know, because I got the evidence here, and it's public information. You know, you can find this information on the blog post, and it both with the way that they talk about it and the way that it's worded on the video, it's very concerning. So I feel bad for the people now. I feel bad for the people who spent money on Cap Sam and aren't getting what they actually paid for. On the other side of things, I feel bad for people who maybe put T4 upgrades into abilities that they felt worked a certain way, or they thought was going to work a certain way, maybe based on the video or based on MSF.gg, and it turns out that's not actually what they were getting in game. That's a bit of deception or misdirection, I think, in this case, of what they were going to do. So we have Exhibit A through D. The only thing that's actually working properly is probably the shield bash. I don't think there's anything wrong with the basic. I'm pretty sure this is fine. But other than that, every other ability has something wrong with it. The taunt, just as to recap, the taunt is not 2 turns, and it does not guarantee the assist. The ultimate is kind of wonky. So the Strike Time video and both the words from Cerebro and the other guy, Byron, suggested that it is speed bar based on how many enemies he hits. Not once does it reference deaths, killing people, and not getting turn bar off of that. They didn't say that at all. So I feel that this is a misdirection here if that's how it actually ends up being. All they would have to do is flip this around the order of events, give us the speed bar first based on how many enemies there are, or something like that, kind of like, you know, Falcon scan at the start and then go off and do the damage, something like that. They just need to change the order of operations here, and it'll be fine. Because why should we be penalized for doing too much damage and killing somebody and not getting the turn bar? That's just absolutely bonkers and ludicrous. And never have I ever seen a character that would operate in that fashion. That it seems to go against, again, I don't like to say this, the spirit of the game. It just feels wrong. It just frankly feels wrong. And that's why I want to bring this to people's attention. And then finally, we have Captain's Legacy, his passive. Not a huge issue, but still an issue nonetheless, and the health is not adding up. So we're missing 5% max health here for Self and Secret Avengers. It's supposed to be 40%, not 35%. And still, it's not as advertised. Again, not the biggest deal in the world, but at least they should honor this, or at least let us know what is actually going on here, because I think that's still important. Some people may have invested T4s in some of these abilities based on what they believed to be true, which is not the case here. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know. Do you guys think that, are we being scammed? Is this pulling the wool over our eyes? What's going on here? And hopefully we can get an actual word from Boundless, Scopely, maybe from Cerebro, maybe from somebody else who can let us know what is actually going on. Are they going to fix him? Are they going to keep him? Are they going to do anything about the kits at all? What's going on? So that's the kind of things that we need to figure out. And I think it's important as us, as players and community members, that we take this up. Because I will, and if I'm the only content creator who wants to take this portion up, then so be it. And this will be my solo crusade. But I think this is very important and something that everyone should be concerned about going forward, because this really matters with characters being consistent with what they're being advertised as. And I think, I really think that we need to be concerned about this. So that's all for this. Thank you guys for coming around from my my Cap Sam bug rant. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, till next time, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Boylan signing out.